So I've got my hatchets in here. I've got my husky, and this is just it's a very inexpensive hatchet that I've got here. I mean, some of this stuff I don't find useful. That, I guess that's to remove nails. But I've got my sharpening stone in here. There. This is for the rough, and this is a smoother stone. I've got a steel brush. This is important because if you're using one of these metal files, you can see there that's got previous grime build up there, and so this, we're going to just give that a clean if we use that. And then of course a piece of leather. You can have a leather belt, but a leather strop, which you're going to need once you've sharpened your hatchets. You're going to need that to remove the burr. I've got my Husqvarna, as some would say, which I plan on sharpening. Now you'll see, let me just show you, it's in bad nick. I've neglected it a bit, and it was a bit silly a little while ago when I allowed it to come in contact with the ground. And you can see there I've got several chips there, which we're going to try and sort out today. When I got this, it already came with a really good edge. I haven't sharpened it at all since I've owned it, but we're going to look at trying to get rid of some of those really bad chips in there. And I think, yeah, that's really bad. You can see the dent there. So I'm going to work really hard to get rid of these. This is a Swedish hatchet with a American hickory handle, and you know, you can tell my collars had a bit of damage to it, but rather the color than the actual woodwork here, and that is the purpose of this collar, is would protect this hatchet. So let's look at this hand-forged Swedish hatchet, and let's see if we can get rid of those chips. So if you're going to use a metal file like this, I guess initially you could start with this and then move on to you can move on to whetstone like this. So I think it's advisable when sharpening a hatchet, you're going to be sharpening a hatchet very differently to a knife, and so it's advisable to have a smaller sharpening stone. With some of them come with the two grades, a rougher grade and then a smoother polishing stone on the other end. But you know, if you can get something smaller, that'd be great. They do sell the rounded sharpening stones. I think those are more ideal because you can put that in your pack and it can travel with you. So, but I don't have that. I don't own a rounded sharpening stone. What I have is this one, which I plan to use again. You can tell. Okay, the purpose of the file was to remove those really bad indentations right on the edge there, and I think we've succeeded. So now it's up to the sharpening stone to do the rest of the job. I want to get rid of a lot of those chips just of the edge here, and it's not perfect at the moment, but the sharpening stone is going to just really just sharpen that, smooth that out, remove any further chips on the edge there, and then of course once we use a leather strop, it'll get rid of any burr. So the biggest difference between sharpening a knife and an axe or a hatchet like I have is that an axe has a curved bevel coming down to the cutting edge. And that means that you need to sharpen the axe, ideally using a small sharpening stone or a rounded sharpening stone. Now I don't have that, but I do have a sharpening stone that I still am able to maneuver and work. You know, it's not a massive one, but I can still work the edge in order to sharpen that and then polish it. But this has 2 grades. Now I can see the angle that I need to achieve to get the edge here, so let's just give it a go. So I repeat that process, but this time you would have noticed I had the handle pointed down. Now I'm going to have the handle pointed up, rest against my shoulder, and then just do the same on the other side. So, I don't know if you can see that now, but let's get there. But all of that chipping that was there is now gone. And all we have is a nice surface that is beginning to get sharper. So I'll repeat the process that I do here on the other side. Looking very nice. I don't know if I can have my hand just as a guide. You can tell there, that edge is looking awfully good. Move to the other side and we get the same. Now obviously there's going to be a burr on that, which is what that leather strop is all about. We're going to serve. So the aim here is to move very often when you are removing the burr, you can actually see it once the axe is on the surface of the leather. You can see the burr, and but in this case because of that sharpening stone. I mean, it's there, but it's hardly noticeable. There's no burr on there now, but that is super sharp. Just test that right here. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that, but look. That's how sharp that axe is. Amazing. So there you have it. Razor sharp, and just look at a piece of paper here. Look at that. Hey. So thanks for watching. I hope you now know how to sharpen an axe. At least this is the way I do it, and you would have seen that edge was looking pretty good. So tomorrow I'm going to a very new woodland. I've managed to get permission to use this particular woodland for bushcraft and for this particular channel, and it's an incredible woodland, very different to the ones I've been using. So I go there tomorrow, we'll see what happens, and if you haven't done so already, please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you next week.